Welcome, dear students, for the third lecture in formation of steam in applied thermal engineering subject. So, what we have done in the previous classes is we have seen the formation of steam at constant pressure. Then we have seen the condition of steam, that is wet steam, dry steam and superheated steam. Along with that, we have gone through the advantages of superheated steam and then formation of steam at constant pressure using HT diagram, that is temperature and enthalpy diagram. In today's class, we will go ahead and see what are the different terms that are important or the parameters which are important. For example, pressure. So we will be seeing what is the effect of pressure in the formation of steam. So let us start our discussion with that topic, that is effect of pressure on steam formation. Again, we will take up the diagram and then see the formation of steam. So, we have seen this diagram in our previous class, that is TH diagram. The same TH diagram I am going to take to explain the effect of pressure on formation of steam. So, we will take up the first case when the pressure is P. When the pressure is P, what we are doing? We are heating the water from 0 degree centigrade to initially saturation temperature, and from this saturation temperature the change of phase takes place from B to C, and then from C we are superheating the steam. The same when I increase the pressure from P to P1. When the pressure is increased from P to P1, what happens? The sensible heat region will be from A to E, where heat is added to saturation temperature, and then from E to F. E to F will be this two-phase region, or what you call latent heat of evaporation. In the diagram it is shown as water steam region, it is called as two-phase region or water steam region, or from this heat side it is represented as latent heat of evaporation or vaporization. Then from F, at F you have a dry saturated steam, and then when we heat this further we have superheated steam, that is F to G will be superheated steam. So A to E will be sensible heat region, then E to F will be the amount of latent heat, and then F to G will be the degree of superheat. Similarly, if I increase this pressure from P1 to P2, so I will increase this pressure now from P1 to P2. So initially I had taken, for example, pressure as 50 bar. So now I will take 100 bar. Now I am taking 150 bar. So if I increase this pressure to P2, which is suppose 150 bar. So what will happen? From A to K will be what is known as sensible heat region. And this line yesterday I have told you is known as, it is known as liquid line. It is called as saturated liquid line. And then from K to L is what is known as latent heat of evaporation, where the change of phase takes place from liquid to gaseous state. At L you have a dry saturated steam, and then from L to M it will be the superheat region. So this is superheat region, this is subcooled region, this is two-phase region. Now from this what I can observe, when the pressure is increasing from P to P1 and from P1 to P2, there is a decrease in this two-phase region, or what you call water steam region gets reduced, or the amount of heat supplied for evaporation, that is called as enthalpy of evaporation or latent heat of evaporation, is getting reduced. And we arrive at a point where this region becomes zero at point N. That is, it is a point at which A to N and N to Q meet each other, that is liquid line and steam line meet each other, and that point at which this latent heat of evaporation is 0 is known as critical point. Is known as critical point. So let us continue further and see what is this critical pressure and critical temperature. As I said, this line A to N and N to Q are meeting at a point where this latent heat of evaporation is 0. That point is known as critical point. So I can say this point as when the pressure and saturation temperature of steam increases, that is saturation pressure and saturation temperature, or we call just pressure and temperature increases for that steam, the latent heat of evaporation becomes 0, decreases and becomes 0 at point N. So at this point N it becomes 0, which I am showing with a red pen now, where the liquid line and this is that liquid line and dry steam line meet each other. So they meet at this point. This point is known as critical point. I call this point as what? Critical point. I am showing you now. At this point the liquid and vapor phases merge and become identical in every respect. So they remain identical in every respect. The temperature corresponding to this critical point or the temperature corresponding to this critical pressure is known as critical temperature. And for steam, the critical pressure is 221.2 bar and critical temperature is 374.15 degrees centigrade. So I repeat, for steam, the critical pressure is 221.2 bar and the critical temperature is 374.15 degrees centigrade. Meaning is, again if I take this diagram and show you, this at point N, the pressure is 221.2 bar and this temperature is 374.15 degrees centigrade. That is the meaning of this statement what I am telling you now. Now let us see the properties of steam. So what are the properties of steam? So first one is known as sensible heat or heat of liquid, or it is called as total heat of water. All the meaning same. The symbol is known as HF. I repeat, the symbol what we are using here is known as HF. So I can define it as, it is the amount of heat